Hey, 7K team. Wow. We're we are just into 2024. Really got getting into it real well. And that's important for us. Those have just joined 7K. Those have been with us for a while. And I'm going to speak to that because see, we're not some new upstart company. Uh as if you're familiar with networking in the industry, the space of networking, network marketing, multi-level marketing companies, uh, that entire space, direct sales, uh, 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 we have we have beat the statistics, but in a bigger way, and that's kind of what I want to share today. Uh, Most direct sales company, network marketing companies, multi-level marketing companies uh, go out of business within their first 3 years. They don't make it past 3 years. And many of them are started that way intentionally. They're started to where the owners or the people, they just, it's a big cash grab. And they have all these exciting promotions getting at the beginning, you know, be in, the power leg, all this kind of stuff, and unfortunately, a lot of people fall for all these get rich quick schemes. I mean, it's enticing when you need money. uh, You know, uh, it's easy to fall for the scams. Okay, uh, and that's why I haven't been with that many network marketing companies, even though I know the industry really, really well. Is uh, you just can't hop from deal to deal to deal to deal to deal uh, and expect uh, to hit it rich because the successful people in network marketing uh, do the basics, and it doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter what your skills or what your educational levels are. Those that will commit to learn the basics and do them daily, even when you're working full-time jobs, can succeed with the right companies. Now, your measure of success has to do a lot with the company and the comp plan, truly. And breakaway, multi-level, unitary, those are all very difficult comp plans. A binary is the simplest, most easy to understand, most easy to duplicate, and duplication is the key. And a binary like we have in 7K metals is the best of all worlds because it's what we call a cumulative binary. It stores points. It doesn't just erase them every time you go through what is a paycheck cycle or a complete cycle in terms of their comp plan. Okay, maybe steps. They might have 3 steps or 4 steps or 5 or whatever, and you complete those. Once you hit that 5th step, everything zeroes out. Okay, that's the way most binaries are, but that's not our case in in 7K metals. Uh, and what is our product? Our product's God's money. Our product's something that everyone needs. They'd love to have all they can possibly get, but they don't know anything about it because they've never really been taught about it on purpose. And those of you in my group know that that's been my mantra since day one. You're not taught about gold and silver on purpose. They don't want you to own it because you get independence, financial independence. You don't have to deal in man's monetary system. You are in God's monetary system. Because see, God controls how much gold and silver there is. No one else. Man can't make it. Man can print up bonds, print up certificates, print up paper, print up currency. And, through the ages, centuries, they've proven that they do that. And this is our problem. We don't typically live to be a century old, and most of us don't do our homework about history. $7K Metals is a force for good. You're a part of it. You're encouraging other people to join you in a great cause, informing people about gold and silver, why they need some. Everybody needs some, regardless of what income class you're in. And 7K is the only one that affords that opportunity to everyone, regardless of what their income class is. We're the only one you can get a membership and you can purchase $10 a day in gold and silver, or either or combination, or $10 a week. And everybody can afford $10 a week. Even the person that just graduated from high school, starting their first minimum wage job. And they absolutely should be doing this. They need it the most, especially in our present day economy. Now, what about you that have already retired? Don't you want to protect your wealth? Because as man prints up more paper, cash, dollars, or euros, or yuan, or whatever currency in the world, whatever country they're in, it dilutes what you have, what you've worked hard for all your life. So you need something that doesn't dilute. And gold and silver never goes bankrupt, ever. Never goes bankrupt. So see, we're a force for good. And this is the mindset that I want all of you to have. Now, let's think about our goals. Let's think about achieving. Even if you've never been successful in networking, you can be successful with this company. If you're committed to put time into it, you're committed to learn, so treat it like a true occupation, like a true job, like a true business you own, and you didn't have to pay a lot of money for it. And I encourage all of you ultimately to end up with your $5.99 lifetime membership, which is that's what you are paying for, basically, to have your business, a total global e-commerce business, with your websites already done for you, with your websites maintained for you, with your websites updated for you. You don't have to do any. You don't have to pay hosting fees. You don't have to pay renewal fees and all these kind of stuff for your e-commerce sites. And you've got 3 of them. Yeah, 3. That's what I want to talk about today. Okay. I want to talk about what you have in your hand. So then you are able to have a better conversation with people you know and people you meet in the future and everything in between. So let's take a look real quick. Number one, first, what we have in our hand. And know this, the company is 7+ years old, started in November 2016. Actually started a little bit, but that was the pre-marketing, okay? When they, just kind of opened up, wasn't officially open, but they were paying paychecks, they were building, they weren't just saying, everybody line up, give us your money. No, that didn't happen. They started it right. They didn't start in the basement. They started in offices, fully staffed with professionals to you know uh, 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 do logistics, management, accounting, paying their taxes, collecting money, putting in a bank, making everything, running a business. So they did it right from day one. So that meant there had to be money put up. There had to be somebody took a big risk because that took a lot of money. I mean, you're buying inventory gold and silver. That takes a lot of money to get the best price. You have to buy a lot. Okay. So a little bit about that is that this is the main things that I want you to get out of this is after 7 years, these three business entities are completely 100% paid for, owned. The property, the buildings, uh, all the assets inside of them, all the equipment, all the computers, all the the employees are paid. So the company's debt free, and it's set for massive global expansion for at least the next 10, 15 years. And that means more national expansion because hardly anybody knows us in the United States, in our 50 states, the 48 contiguous states, the mainland, and then our, our two outliers, okay, Alaska and Hawaii. And so, uh, and then all of our protectorates, because they're also already in the business. Guam, you can just look any of our protectorates, Puerto Rico, they're all part, and you can conduct 7K business. They can have a membership there. We do ship product there. They get all the benefits that we have pretty much uh, in a 48 states. Plus, we're open in the financial capitals of the world. We're already legally certified there, open, registered, everything. Singapore, Canada, and the UK, and of course, the United States. So, and we just pre-launched in Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and Liechtenstein. Key there is Germany, the largest, strongest economy in Europe, and Switzerland, the neutral country, the banking country, the vaulting country, the gold and silver company. Oh, yeah. What isn't that neat? We're already putting our claws in there. So I want you to think a little bit about the future. You're with basically the new Amazon of gold and silver globally, and that's something enough. You're at the beginning. Back when, and I make the analogy all the time. Back when uh, Bezos came out, and I remember it. I remember it so well, decades ago. When he came out, and they were going to be an online bookstore, and they weren't going to make a profit, uh, but they were going to be a disruptor. They were going to change the way books are marketed and purchased and sold and delivered in America. And oh, by the way, we're going to expand into other products and other retail products, and we're going to make profit for at least 10 years or longer. But we're going to be the biggest company. Now, that was stated from the onset. Now, look, Amazon put Sears out of business, put Montgomery Ward's out of business first, put Kmart out of business, almost put Walmart out of business. They had to do a lot of catching up. So I want you to kind of understand a bigger picture too. And I've been saying this for years. This isn't new. for what I've been saying, but I haven't told it a lot lately. And so you get to be a part of that. So how much of how big a piece of it that you get, that's kind of up to you. But I encourage you to do everything you can in your lifespan to learn everything there is about this space, about gold and silver, and you got everything you need. You don't have to go searching. You got everything you need right here inside of 7K and inside of our network, inside of the materials that I provide and what the company provides. We're with a company that has already changed the numismatic modern collectible world. They have made a significant impact into this whole space of numismatics. Actually, they're becoming the industry leader in modern collectibles. And it won't be long, they will be recognized as that. In that old industry, it's been around for decades and decades and decades. See, and you're a part of that. So I want you to know what the bigger picture of what you're part of. And I want your people to know, but they can watch this later too. Even when they reach these high levels, this video will still be applicable because they'll be part of that global growth, that legacy, that multi-billion-dollar precious metals giant. And they're going to be able to participate in that and reap benefits from it. Because, we're all capped. That's another great thing. So the people 10 years from now, 20 years from now, have the same opportunity we have income-wise if they want to build. And I think everyone should want to build, even if it's where they get to only get an extra $500 a quarter while they're accumulating wealth, securing what wealth they have. That's pretty powerful. But if you get to 500 extra a month, or the equivalent in euros or whatever currency they're going to be dealing with in the future, because it'll translate to theirs, but it'll always be based off our currency. Wow, what if we could get to an extra $500 a week? And all you have to do is have one partner on your left team, one partner on your right team that you personally sponsor. And those of you that really understand my business family pack, you could always control that. Because everybody's going to end up with a business family pack with time. And I just say, if you're committed, you understand the long term of this, start with it right off the bat. Now, you don't have to buy a coin every month if you don't want to in your business family pack, but you do on your main center, your top one, your first one that you first joined with. And then you sponsored your spouse or your company or your child or your brother, your sister, y'all doing the business together. It depends. A single person is very hard. You can't get your own business family pack. You can only have you membership in your company membership, like at Costco. Okay. But what I mean by that is what I want you to understand. So let's look at what we all have in our hands right now at 7 years and what we get for our $599 or our $269 with tax and shipping. Everything is $275. Okay, if you want to look at it that way, because that's what you got to spend, $275 plus a few cents, depending on where they're shipping. It may be a little bit more. Yeah, in Hawaii, for example, or in Alaska or Canada, Mexico, a little bit more. But what do you get for that? You're getting those three businesses. So let me share my screen real quick, and let's just review that real quickly, what we have in our hands and what we get when our members, when we have a new member joining our team. Now, first of all, they get their 7K website. Uh, so we're going to pull up the website. I got the login right there. So let's just let the website, that they get their e-commerce site. That's a fully functional e-commerce site. It explains what we do. It's a walking story, just right there on the front page. They could walk through it. It's got Q&A at the bottom, at the footer of the website. You got your policies and procedures. You got links to the Stack and Sell Sound Money. You got you got everything you know, but you got the FAQs, and a person can learn a lot in the FAQs. Teaches you how to set things up, what to do, and just give basic questions and answers to the person that's looking. Okay, so but you've got to be able to share with them that where to find this stuff. Okay, and encourage them to, get information. Information is free. Okay. Now, again, this is all part of that prospecting, part of those skills, attitudes, and techniques. Okay. So, a lot of that, as I scroll back up to the very top, a lot of that, it rang a bell of familiarity with the Mustangs and some of the things there. So, it tells its own story, just our website. So, you can, I want you to have your website on all your email correspondence, on the footer of your Texas. You can make that happen like I do in mine. Okay. So uh, so they get this, and every one of these websites, whatever one of these businesses, have their own back office where all the record keeping for you is kept. All your orders, all your points, your loyalty points, your banks. Uh, and by the way, we not only earn commissions, we got lanyap. We can earn free silver every month. We can earn metal bonuses and sell money. Only with the $5.99 can they get those metal bonuses. So you get a fully functional e-commerce site, and then they get to log into it. And when they log into it, they're going to have their total back office where all the records are kept for them. And that's pretty neat. They're going to have their dashboard, they're going to have their account. And by the way, only they can change stuff in this, because it's not only encrypted, it it also uh, 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 they're the only one that gets the text to verify the code so they can make changes into their account settings where it's going to be shipped, the credit cards, all that kind of stuff. It only they can do that because they're the only one that receives that code. Okay, to their phone to allow them to make any changes or do something. So that's pretty cool. Then, you got your business hub, you got all the benefits, member benefits, and member benefits tells them how to set up these other accounts too, by the way. So does the FAQs, like their Sound Money account and their Stack and Sell, which they get free with their membership with 7K. Okay. So uh, we're going to just take a quick look at what I'm talking about. We can do their member benefits, or we can look at member benefits right here. So either one takes us to the same place. But if you'll notice, there's a setup tutorial for 7K Advantage, for Stack and Sell. How's your e-commerce sales work? If those of you that are interested in a go back hour, we have a company we recommend for people that's the lowest fees, the lowest minimums, and you get to use 7K pricing to buy your gold, silver, platinum. You can buy a mixture of precious metals if you want to convert a paper IRA into a gold and silver IRA. And this is the company we recommend. How do you set up your Sound Money? So it's all there. And then, of course, you got your business hub, which keeps count of your business. For those of you that's new, you just joined, your thing is going to read 0 and 0, and probably no one you personally sponsored and no one you personally sponsored on your left and right. But that's the way we all start. Okay. But that's not the way we end up. And that's kind of what I want to talk about some today. Now, if you notice, I've got a whole bunch of points on one side. So one team is bigger than the other. That's true. And that's mostly how it's going to work with the other. But the most you can make in this business is $12,500 a week. And you got to have 12,500 points. As you notice, I got a lot more than that. Okay. So business will grow, but and you can earn up to those kind of potentials. But that's not what I want you to get all starry-eyed about. What I want you to get starry-eyed about is about protecting your wealth, getting 1099 tax benefits. If you're in America, you get home-based 1099 tax. Have your taxes help accumulate wealth for you instead of your taxes just going to the government. And we have many CPAs that'll tell you how that's done. How your personal expenses, by you being here and you're pursuing to make a profit in this business, trying to make a profit. This is a home-based business. So I want you to learn about that. I want you to consult the CPA. I want you to consult. I've got lots of them in the band app that I've recommended for people to hear. And we got lots of CPAs and tax consultants in our network, they're members of 7K because of these same benefits. Okay. That's pretty cool. So you get a downline explorer, you get to see your whole business. So look, you couldn't get this one website and its back office for $599 supported and maintained in any kind of business you start up. You couldn't create one, couldn't maintain it for that $599 a year, but you get this for a lifetime. But this is just one. Now, our headquarters, the biggest private vault, all the land, all the distribution center, all the office space, everything is 100% paid for right there at Yellowstone in Idaho, on Yellowstone Road. Okay. You can look at the address down at the footer. Okay. But that's not the only membership you get. You get a membership in Sound Money. What? The Max Vaulting is Sound Money. That's a separate land. It's a separate facility, separate vaults inside of that. And there's multiple vaults already there. This is all paid for, all done. They don't owe in it. They don't have to build it. That's the foundation, the stability. That's the rock that you have as a company that's back in your head. Its likelihood of folding because it can't make payment. Look at all the assets it already owns. If you own, it's like owning your own home. Once you pay your mortgage off, you own your home. You got a lot of equity. You got a lot of stability. Well, that's what this company does in just 7 short years. It's a man right there in Rigby, Idaho. Why Idaho? Idaho has no tax on gold and silver. Whoa. A lot of states do. So if you buy it and you ship it to you, you got to pay tax. Well, man, we're making it affordable for everyone. And you're not wasting your money paying tax on money, real money, God's money. Okay. Pretty cool. Well, we got Sound Money. Now I want you, and I want every new member, you're going to have to request to get your account set up, but that's on purpose. Okay. So as you join, the first thing you should do is setting up all 3 of your accounts. And so it takes a little time, but you want to make sure you get that done. You and your sponsor, your leader that you're working with, your team leader. Well, And notice I said who you're working with, because everyone should be working in a team. This is a team business. It's not, it can be, I mean, if you want to do it all by yourself, you can, but it's much better to work it as a team, because you got people who are pulling for your success, who want to help you succeed. Okay. And so I want you to read through the website. I want you to understand what this is. Okay. Instead of a paper bank, this is only holds gold and silver bullion. Okay. So that's what they hold in their vault. It's a private vault. It is not a depository. There is a big distinction between the two. Now, they charge fees to hold it, but as a VIP membership and as a either one of our VIP, the renewable one or the lifetime one, you can store up to $50,000 worth of precious metal free. But when you pay, when it goes over that, you're going to pay 1/2 of 1% of your holdings for the year. And it's done on divided in a, we're the lowest cost vault in the world to store gold and silver. So just to be able to do this, many people, that's worth it for just the $5.99 membership right there, versus people holding their their precious metals in depositories and paying these fees, especially people holding a lot. Okay, it's worth the membership. That 50,000 free. Okay, now what does it do? It gives you an online view of what you have. So if you let's say you're buying $20 a week and you want $10 in gold and $10 in silver, but that's not enough to buy 1 ounce silver coin. Okay, but you're buying fractional. That's in your vault there, and you can actually sell fractional back to 7K. That's the only place this can do. So it makes it affordable for the average guy and gal in the world. And that's why I encourage my whole group to determine what you can buy on a monthly basis. And it's better if you do it on a weekly basis, and then divide it by 4 and do it every week or whenever your paycheck comes in. So instead of them withholding and putting into a savings plan for you so you never see it, as soon as you get that paycheck, boom, you do an ACH, you buy you some gold and silver, and your sound money sits there. You are accumulating your wealth that you need. You're starting something you want duplicated by the people you have in your team to help them protect. That's their insurance, their bullion. And they can, in case of an emergencies, it's not like having to pay all these IRA penalties and 401k penalty. Yeah, I'm suggesting you start your own that you're in control of, that's private. And you don't worry about the tax stuff. Your home-based business is going to do your tax benefits. Okay. So start buying and accumulating gold and silver. Make a habit of it. Do it. It's called dollar cost averaging in the old stock market type analogy. Okay. So just determine what your budget can afford. And if you see you can't afford it in your budget, make room for it, because that's the discipline you need. Okay. And you need to listen to people's stories, and never had a savings before, but because they disciplined themselves, they did the things that I recommend. They have tens of thousands and some 250,000 and more, and they've never had a savings in their life. I've got a few people who have more than 250,000 in gold and silver, never had a savings in their entire life, that are members of 7K, because they did these things. They disciplined themselves. And you're not very likely to sell your gold and silver. You're more likely to hold on to it, because you've learned why you should hold on to it. Okay, kind of like your home, not like to buy and sell it, every week. Okay, same thing. But if you needed to liquidate it, it's at the click of the button. bank. You know what your buy price is, you know what your sell price. Does that change daily? Yeah, gold and silver changes, but that doesn't matter. It's the long term we're looking at. But you got this flexibility no other company provides you. And sound money is totally paid for. It's a separate business entity. Okay, 7K, sound money. We're members of both with our membership of 7K. Second, we get collectible coins. It's called Stack and Sell. So we got a website. It's the marketplace that if we want to market, but more importantly, I'll look at it, it's the place that you can inventory. You just scan your code and it puts it up and it knows how much you paid for it and it tells you the current market value. Like if you wanted to list it for sale. So this is kind of like a real estate brokerage firm, except you list your coin. It's already got a picture of it. It's already got an explanation of it. And you say how much you want to sell it for. And bingo, people who are maybe not members of 7K in other countries, they didn't have an opportunity to buy some of our special, unique, rare coin, and they come in and they want to buy it, and they make a they either pay your price or make an offer. You accept it. Well, you then ship your coin into Stack and Sell. They verify it's the coin that has been all for the buyer. You never meet the buyer. The Stack and Sell purchases, but gets the money from the buyer. They guarantee the buyer the authenticity, the purity, everything about that coin. They guarantee that to the buyer. You don't. The Stack and Sell does, and you pay Stack and Sell small 5% commission for marketing your product for you and handling and collecting the detail. And then Stack and Sell sends the money to you. That's pretty cool. So you have a place to market what we call our diversified modern collectibles as we buy bullion and collectibles as part of our portfolio of God's money. And that's what we're doing and teaching people. And this, you've got your own dashboard. It keeps track of everything. So I'm going to just, look at my dashboard real quick. And it tells me how many coins I've put into my stack. It tells me how much I paid for them. It tells me how much they worth if I wanted to start marketing. Now I could get more than that. That's if you look at some of the market value versus what some of the coins are sold. Many of them are sold for more than what it's stated market value with. I mean, the lowest price is above the market price. That means I'm not going to, if I sold it at market, I'd probably sell it pretty quick because somebody else is asking a higher price. Anyway, 3 businesses we have with our membership. That's, to me, there's not a comparable business opportunity entity in the entire space of networking. Nowhere, not in franchising, not in anywhere else. And then you have an opportunity to share this and build. But more importantly, when you're buying that autosaver, that you're forcing yourself to do these things that thousands of people have done before you, and you may be some of those thousand that's been in the business. This is why I only encourage you to keep doing what you've always done. If it's been successful in the past, why wouldn't it be successful in the future for you? In fact, you may want to do a little bit more of it, like many of us have. Okay, so you get a membership in what the 7K Advantage program. I pulled the wrong one up here, so let's load it instead of 7K. 7K Today is a very good publication that we can see all the different sets, even the ones that sold out. But here's the key. This is a very important factor. You can put an app on your phone, you can have it on your computer like I have on my computer, but you can have savings every day. We just booked our hotel in Vegas, and we have enough savings that more than paid for our annual membership. Just one. When we went on the cruise, we had savings that we booked through 7K versus our other alter. And believe me, I look at all alternatives. I want the same hotel at a lower price, and that's pretty cool. I want the same car rental at a lower price. That's pretty cool. I want the same airfare at same flight at a lower price. Well, savings is money that you can then buy gold and silver with. So through our savings, we learn how to do the things that we have available to us. Then we can't say, well, I don't have any money. Then you need it more than I thought you did. Okay. When you start saying that stuff. Okay. So this is what I want you to understand, that number one, you've got 3 separate business entities here. And what you're doing is you're accumulating wealth while you're learning how to do networking the right way. You're learning the skills, attitudes, and techniques. You're concentrating on them. And so that's what I want to talk about next. I want to talk about I'm giving the 7-part basics of network marketing right now. We're recording and putting them on my band app. But this is going to be your Bible for success for network marketing with 7K. You and your team in the future. Okay, I've got my systems, I've got all these other things, but this 7-part series is something you will be using now until you're at least a gold. And you should learn how to teach it when you're a gold or a silver and you're making that kind of income, or even a bronze. I mean, 2,000 a week, that's powerful income. That's a 6-figure income doing it at home. Okay. So real quick, I want to share the bigger picture with you. Okay. With each and every one of you that are hearing this today, right now. Now, this is where you're going to have a little patience with me, because I'm going to have to find these. They're not in order like I like them. Okay. And so part of this is you have to recognize you got to learn to do something in everything you do in life. Every new job you get, you got to learn. But you know, the learning time when it's longer, like you want to become an engineer, you want to become a PhD, you want to become a doctor, it takes a lot of learning time. But then your later years of earning time are a lot higher. Well, it's the same with network marketing. Now, see, I presented this in first time in a different way. You never heard it that way before. But it's the truth. But the big difference with traditional jobs is here you're your own business owner. So it's up to you to do the learning, not anyone else. It's up to you. Okay. But here's what's so great about this. Once you learn those basics and then you repeat them over and over and over and over and over and over again for years, you can develop a legacy income. Oh, what do you mean by that? Well, I mean by that, with 7K is what I introduced in the very beginning about the power of our program, is that you're building a network. You know people that I don't know. Those people know people you don't know. And even if you've been in several network marketing companies before, if you do the business the way I teach you, because you're working with a team, you're not working with just you. And that we can in how we introduce your business, how you learn to introduce and share God's money, gold and silver, and then the opportunity, uh, that it doesn't matter how many of those that you've been with before and failed at, because you're still going to share it with your family. And if you don't do that, then you're the one that's putting the big brakes on your business. Everybody's got to share it with their family because you care about them. And by not sharing it with your family, the way I teach, not the way you want to do it, the way I teach, then at least you're giving them first chance to say no. And it shows your love for them with time. And they do recognize that, believe me. Okay. So what I'm getting at, in the long run, this is a business family pack, by the way. That's what it looks like. Okay. And notice there's nobody on the inside, but this person is the person that sponsored that person and that person. So you set yourself up to be a copper real quick, and you're in control of that by having a business family pack. Okay. But that's not what I'm really wanting to talk about tonight. I just want to give that why that's advantageous, because believe me, when you get to the situation down the road where maybe you have 2 or 3,000 points on this side, and you've got now you're about to get 500 points this week, and it comes in, you got 500 points, but you only have one personal on this side. You don't have a personal on both sides. You're not an associate. Well, that computer is going to cycle when it hits 500 points on Saturday at midnight, and you're not going to get a paycheck, because you have to have one personal on the left, one personal on the right. So let me ask you, would you sponsor your spouse for $269, the VIP annual membership, and place her on the right side, having a person on the right? Because you can sponsor your spouse too, like I did, like everybody has done. They can have their own personal membership. Well, would you sponsor your spouse, have your active, and you make a $500 check? Well, basically, you sponsored your spouse with the commission check you're going to earn. So it didn't come out of your pocket. So do you see how everybody eventually is going to end up? It's the same thing. Let's say you needed 2 actives to be a copper and you got 1,000 points this week, but you only have 1 active. Eventually, everybody's going to end up with a family business pack. I just say, hey, if you're committed, you're really committed, you want to see this, you want to do it right, you want it duplicated right, get your family business pack as soon as you possibly can, uh, and you can afford it. And if you can afford it and you see the business, just do it right from day one. But like many of us has done. Now, does everybody do that? No. Only about, I'd say about 70% of the people enter with a family business pack in the very beginning when it first starts. But that's not how many people end up with one. Okay, just like I just said. So here, let's go. What's our objective? Let's just say it took you 2 years before you had one on your left and one on your right. You're buying your coin every month, and you have 25 people in this team, 25 people in this team that is buying a coin once a month at 20 points. That's 500 points coming up that counter. And you had 25 people in this team. Now, you didn't get all 25 people. Some of these people got people below you got people above you on one side may have placed people down below you, and they got people. Well, you get credit for that. That's the beauty of this comp plan. Well, If you got 25 people in this team and 25 people in this team getting that 20 point or more coin once a month, that's 500 points coming up. That's enough to get a $500 check every month. Do you know a $500 check every month times 12 months is $6,000 extra a year? Could you use an extra $6,000? Do you know that almost 80% of people in all of network marketing around the world do not make a $500 commission check in a year? Wow. So look how powerful of a program we have. It's just where you work it, where you learn how to work it, where you have the visions, the patience, the perseverance to fight through this and learn about gold and silver and not have all these objections and all this thinking for at least 2 years until you learn all the parameters of it. Oh, I'm paying too much for this coin every month. See, that's stinking thinking. That's not knowing enough. That's not having enough information. As soon as I hear people say that I just say, wow, they haven't done their homework. They're not even trying hard. They don't want to help themselves. I have a lot of empathy and compassion for people like that because we got a program that's self-help if you're willing to do the work. Now, when you have 25 people on this team, do you think they want to earn a $500 extra check? Of course. And do you think they like the benefits of sound money and all the stuff we just talked about? Of course. Well, when that 25 turns to 50, and that 25 turns to 50, that's 1,000 points coming up to your counter every month. That's enough for 2 $500 checks in a month. Wow. And all you have to do is have one active on your left and one active on your right. There's not another network marketing company that pay you that kind of money with one active on the left, one active on the right. No way. And you're accumulating wealth in the process? Come on, think big. Don't think I can't do this. Think how you can do it. And only if you're working at it daily, every day, with the things I teach you. Not trying to think and learn something new from this person and that person. It sounds good and all that kind of stuff. None of that matters, I'm telling you. The only thing that matters is what I teach you and where I tell you to go to learn from. Okay? I'm just being honest with you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go listen to this and listen to that. I mean, it makes you feel good, but you know, let's do the IPAs, the income producing activities necessary to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques and learn success through failure. Yes, you've got to fail enough times to succeed. That's part of success of network marketing. I had to do it. If I had to do it, you got to do it too. Okay. So I want you to understand when that turns into 100 people in that left team or more, and 100 people in that left team or more times 20 points, that's 2,000 points. That's enough for a $500 check on average each week. You got to be an associate. I mean, you'll have your own family business back at a minimum. And I hope you understand what I just said. But when that turns into 1,000 people, that's 20,000 points coming up every month. That's like an average of 5,000 a week. Remember my 25,000 points that I have on my pay side? But it comes from thousands of people buying a coin and new people joining, a combination of that. See, I was just talking about people buying that autosaver here. But what about add to it new members come in, new expansions, new people, because people are still telling people. Not everybody has the $5.99. People are still converting to the $5.99. People started out with the VIP, and then, hey, I want that metals bonus. The only way they can get that metals bonus and sound money is they have that VIP legacy membership, the lifetime, the $5.99. When they got people buying bullion every week or every month that they personally sponsor, they say, "Oh, I'm missing out on this metal bonus." Then they upgrade. It's worth it to upgrade. See, and they get to store, you know, their 50,000 too in there for free. So I want you to understand the bigger picture. I want you to be able to share this, sit down with somebody with that chart and explain what I just explained to you. Or you have your team leader, your team partner that you're working. They're the ones that explains it to your people. Now, notice I say your partner you're working with. This is a team business. And that's what I want you to do. So when I talk about the things that I share with you in these 7-part series, that's what I want you to become an expert in. Now, I shared with all of you that you need to become an expert in piquing interest and the prospecting scripts and the tools and the references that I've provided to you, and making your list is one of those big, most important things. And I just trained on that just the other day. Okay. I'm trying to find that little job description somewhere around here. There it is. Okay. These are the 5 things. Now, the first one is just nothing but a commitment and putting time in. That's an easy one if you do it. But this one is the one that I want you to do it my way, not your way. Okay. And you got to have your list to be able to do this. And I've trained on the prospecting, the scripts, and where they're at. And I want y'all to become an expert at piquing interest prospecting, piquing interest prospecting, piquing interest follow up. Okay. And I give you all the tools. You just got to learn how to use them with you and your sponsor, you and your upline leader. And then you're going to have another leader that's successful as part of your whole 3-way team. Okay. And this is the thing that you do yourself every day, 5 days out of a week, is you watch you got to watch all the company videos for sure, but you got to watch my videos and the recommended tools that I recommend to you first. Don't go finding stuff, because you may find stuff it's just been put in print to make money. And it may just get you off your game. I'm giving you the actual stuff, proven stuff that works. And it's worked 3 times, not just 1 time. A lot of these old leaders that build and teach, they only had a one-time success. They couldn't do it again, but they went into printing books and teaching. Okay. But they couldn't do it again. I've done it my 3rd time. Okay. And it's 77. See, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm trying to tell you what works and what doesn't. Proven things work. People's words don't just work. They just want money out of you to buy their stuff or go to their seminars. Now, I'll recommend some for you to do, but I recommend you to do their bait stuff. That means the stuff do real cheap and trying to get you hooked into their program, their more costly stuff. I don't want you doing that. Hey, you want that? You want personal mentoring? You want to pay that kind of stuff? I give it to you for half what their price is. Okay. But my stuff is free and it works. It's just will you do it? So will you make that 2-year commitment of doing? And I don't care if you've been in this business, you've been in 7K for 5 years. If you haven't been doing this for 2 years in a row, you hadn't started your business. You need to make a commitment today. I'm ready to start building my 7K business the right way. Oh, now you're starting your 2 years to learn while you earn. And then you're going to hone those skills, attitudes, and techniques the right way. And then you're full force building, and you'll have a list of 500 plus people after that 2 years. I want you to have it within 3 months or 6 months or a year, but I give you those that are a little bit slow about it. I give you 2 years to do it. That's plenty enough time to get that list to 500, because we're constantly working that list. This is not just new people. This is combination peak, new, and follow-up. Peak, new, and follow-up. That's kind of what the whole system is about. This is the business, y'all. This is it. That's why I make the job description so simple. And yeah, you'll constantly build lists for your entire career, just like I do. See, I was just telling people, hey, I've started a brand new notebook now. Well, you probably can't see it, but see, they got names here, got names on each one, top of each page. I got my names, my phone numbers. Oh, and I put my little date, my note, what I sent them, when I talked to them. And when they join, they're going to have a great big old star up there on that tab with their username. And then when they get rank, I'll put the rank underneath it. And every time I'll put the rank and the date when they attain their new rank. Okay. So I know I got it in a Downline Explorer, but my notebook list is my working list. So that's who I know who to follow up with. I have a systemized order to do it, and I don't have to think about, oh, who I need to call today. I have it. I already have my kind of work plan that I need to, who I need to talk to, when I need to talk to them, either a prospect or follow up or someone in the business. Okay, that I'm working with. It's just as simple, y'all. It is not that difficult. And I wanted y'all to know the bigger picture about 7K. I wanted to put together this tool for you and your future members of 7K. So these are some of the tools I've been, kind of giving you. And since I talked about income, I talked about opportunity. I want to always end with the income disclosure statement, refer everybody to get to the income disclosure statement, go through the income disclosure statement. But in closing, here's what I want to share with you. Every one of you can be successful in this business of 7K metals. Even if you have just made a few commission checks and accumulated some gold and silver for the first time in your lives, and you have some gold and silver, you've got some real assets that'll never go bankrupt on you. You've got some diversification with your modern collectible, things that can gain value with time for you. You've been able to benefit with a home-based business, 1099 tax benefits, X the number of years and still doing it. Those are just fabulous. Man, some of you participated, get the 7K health benefits. You love the health care plans, the savings that you get there. You love the 7K advantage and you've learned how to use all the benefits and tools that are afforded with you with the membership. And see, that's your job. And you're with the company that, even if you've been just kind of been doing this, and let's say you're a young person in the 20s, you don't meet much success because you don't have a lot of credibility out there. Yeah, that I know you'll run into that. If you're not like Joey Zerniak's got their family supporting them, very intelligent, young, or Brooks Deli, their whole family went into it. And these are very young people that excel in this business. Well, you can be you and be part of this growing giant and accumulating wealth all these years. And let's say 5, 6, 7 years from now, you got a story of your wealth accumulation. You got a story of having gold and silver that none of your contemporaries will have. Now you've been in the business, you probably have, at least on one side, a team there that's generating. And now you now have acquired the skills, attitude. Now you can make your side gig work for you and produce an income for you. See, that's the bigger picture. And that can happen with anyone, not just that young person. It can happen to those of us that are in the working world, that this is a side gig. It's something I'm doing on the side. It's my plan B, and everybody needs a plan B. What better plan B than you have to protect your wealth with gold and silver and accumulate gold and silver in the process, and learn how to develop an extra stream of income and get 1099 tax benefits in the process. Couldn't be any more powerful. I hope you see what we see. I hope you see what I see. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to provide you the tools that you need to succeed. That's what I've been doing. That's my commitment to my group, my team. I love you all. I want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to reach their goals. But it's like Richard Wayne Henson says, and it's like his and my mentor, Jim Rohn, always says, you got to have these three things. You got to have that burning desire. You got to have that burning desire. We can't put that into you. You got to have the willingness to learn, be coachable and teachable. That is so important. And you got to be willing to do the things necessary so you got to be willing to do the work. Kind of like hanging around the flagpole all the time. There's certain things you got to do. And if you do these things consistently throughout time, you will have success. Now, the measure of that success, it can be different for different people, but you can have success. I hope you see what I see. I hope you understand what I'm trying to communicate. Thank each and every one of you for all that you do and all that you are helping other people with. Learning about gold and silver, God's money, the 7K way. Thank you.